You're calling on grace, the Creator's grace. You're breathing it. Your body's made out of it. This whole universe is made out of it. Grace operates every second of your existence. Every moment you are held in grace. It's just a matter of learning how to open to it, of learning to let the cells of our bodies open to it. Yeah. To reminding ourselves that it's there. It's just like a fish swimming in the ocean. He might go, where's the water? Because he's in it. He can't see it. But it's everywhere. It's just like grace, you guys. And the more you grow, the more you'll feel it. Yeah, so it is. Thank you. So just a couple of reports for those who weren't here yesterday. Saskia wrote about being on the plane during the time of our satsang, and she felt this light come into her. Remember, I was talking about how this light was in the etheric and was going to be coming into all of you. Well, she was on the plane and she felt it and she checked the time. And then, because Saskia does this beautiful work of posting the satsangs, she checked. She was listening to the satsang and then heard me talking about this, checked the time, and it was the same time as her on the plane. This is everything is one. We're always getting proof of the Creator's love. Okay, we just need to see it and acknowledge it. And Michi, who's doing beautiful work right now, is she was telling me that she finally got why I talked about my personal experience so much, because she had this moment and she got kind of, oh, I'm the same way. It can work for me too. I can tap into love too. It's like getting the humanity of all of us. I'm trying to help you accept your humanity. Yeah, because when you do that, you start seeing that you're the same as Premasudha, and really you keep going and you'll start seeing that that you are like Amma. You are part of Amma. It's like Amma sees us all as her. You will see your own self reflected in Amma as you keep going. Right, right, right. I'm just feeling this grace. It's that last bit. It was as if your body's open to grace. It's kind of like on an electromagnetic level, sort of. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, the whole physics thing is a whole other topic, but it is part of what I want to talk about today, you guys, so that you will understand your experience a little bit more here on the earth plane. Okay, so just imagine a glass box. So it's clear. You can imagine it in the sky. You can imagine it right in front of you. Okay. And if you imagine that you're in it, that you're going into it, and that you're just in it for the short time of being in the satsang, and when you come out of it, you're going to become more illuminated. You're going to find that you're more illuminated. But for right now, you're in this glass box. Okay. Now, you have, how do I put this? This is the time-space access. You know, the access of time and space. This glass box is it. And you think of the cross, Christ's cross. It is like the same kind of access, time and space. We get, it's quite challenging to talk like this, but I know it's going to help you guys understand what happens to you. So you're in this box and you're in your life, and in this box there are the coordinates for your birth and your death. So in physics, it's called kind of a wormhole, a passage through this time and space box. It has an origin and it has an end. Right. This is your life. We could slice it any way, and we could slice it in a way where right now was happening for you. In this passage, or it's like in the shape of a worm almost, which makes me laugh because I'm always talking about how human beings feel like worms, and that's when we're in our ego, and they're actually wormholes, and they're passages through the time and space region. Okay, now imagine that there's the sun. It's right outside the box, but it shines on the box. It's also where, how do I explain it? But just imagine that you're in this glass box and there's this really bright sun. There, and it's shining a light on what's going on in this box. Yeah, that's grace, you guys. But when you're in the box, you might not be able to see the sun. You might have a kind of black glass operating. Yeah. But this sun is actually the creator of the whole box. And the sunshine, the sun, is just doing it for fun. It's like kind of an exuberant play. And these astrological beginning and end has been created by the sun, even the choice of the astrology. Do you understand? The astrology of your birth and death, which is already set. And physics would say the time-space continuum, there is past and future and now, all at once. And you have this birth and death coordinates that are set in stone. The sages say this. The physicists say this is how the time-space continuum works. And your soul chose that particular astrological setting to help you be imprinted with what you needed to learn, to be influenced by what you needed to learn this life. It was exquisitely chosen, precisely chosen. And once you achieve self-realization, you outgrow all of it. You outgrow your astrology. It no longer has the same power because you know you are the sun. And that even the time-space coordinates of this universe do not operate in the same way for the self-realized person because they know they're the sun. So what will happen to you physically, you guys, is when you're letting the knowledge in, the bigger understanding come in, this will produce anxiety and restlessness on the human level in this wormhole. Mm-hmm. But it's not anything to believe or get caught in. It's to keep the concentration on the sun, keep the concentration on the soul. Okay. Okay, so let's just let that example dissolve now and come back with more understanding and more dispassion about the ups and downs of your life as you realize you're the sun. Having a bad day isn't so important. You know, again, in the physics, you know how, you know, the spiritual practice of witnessing. So we witness our experience. And as we do that, our egos fall away and we come into clarity. It is the same in physics. The process of measuring, the process of observing particles alters the particles. Do you see? This reflects the practice of our own witnessing ourselves to move into truth. Even particles, when they're observed, this changes the outcomes. This changes their behaviors. This is why on you know, they talk about the language of the universe is mathematics. Like it's all very simple, but we have to go through it emotionally. And this is where we, you know, we get lost in our emotional dramas. We get lost in our storms. We get lost. We stop seeing the bigger picture. We stop seeing the sun. So there's a delayed choice experiment. Again, this is coming, I'm coming to talk about, you know, witnessing, the importance of witnessing and how our past changes when we do this as you evolve. As you evolve, what will happen is your memories of the past will stop being so dark. You will remember the good things. When Premasudha looks back on her child now, I just see a lot of sunshine. I see what was good in it. I see what the love was in it. In the old days, for years, it was like looking back at a nightmare. Now it's just golden. Okay? So I know this is challenging, but there is this in physics, there's a delayed choice experiment where you send a photon through a setup where it will have to take two different paths. Okay? It takes two different paths. Now, the experimenter waited until the photon had chosen a path. Then the next step was they chose a measurement to measure which path the photon took. And this choice of measurement altered the path of the photon. It was the choice of measurement altered the path that the photon took. In the past, this is where, you know, where past and present is more entangled in physics than, you know, it's a beginner would think. And in the spiritual journey, the experience is that your past changes as you move into truth. It gets lighter and brighter, you guys. This is why, you know, the importance of watching what your mind does, watching what your intellect, watching your thoughts, because we are choosing what our past is by our thoughts today. Yeah. And, you know, because I look back and my childhood looks so bright now, and for years it was a nightmare, I can see how I could see what this physics reflects. Like, it's as if I had a completely different childhood. But you see, the thing is, you have to go through these states. You have to evolve before you will know what I'm talking about. And that's the, you know, that's why teachers will talk about the importance of keeping going, just keep going, because it is impossible to know these things until you do it. And Amma will talk about, you know, stepping out on thin ice and testing. And this is why I get so impatient when people explain themselves to me and they say, oh, this happened in my childhood. And I'm kind of like, it's so irrelevant. Just focus on God, you know, just, it can all be healed. Yeah. So it's, you guys, really, it's your will. How much of a will do you have to keep focusing on the sun, to keep focusing on your soul, to keep thinking about Amma? Because that is it. And what happens on the journey, your will to do that gets bigger and bigger and bigger because you see that nothing works without it. Yeah. Okay, good. There's part of you guys, it's like there's a bit of a shock to your ego roots here. And this is what I wanted to happen, actually. I can feel it. It's like your ego roots, your part of you seeing that you're built on a darker, more wobbly foundation than you realized. And that's really good work to see that. Because when you realize that you really don't know and that even your foundation is a bit wonky, you will stop believing your thoughts. You'll stop. You'll just go, I don't know. And if you go, I don't know, you're opening the door to the sun. That's why teachers talk about the humility is so important. Being open to learn like a child. In fact, Amma says you can't learn if you don't do that. Like, that's the only way to learn, is the openness to a child, like a child. Okay, and then I'll tell you that this is a really good example of why this is hard for us. And what's going on in the world right now. And what's going on in the world right now, and I've said this a million times, we're in the extreme of ego development and being out of touch with our truth. We're at an extreme. So we're like really kind of disabled and we don't realize it. But you can find your true roots through doing what we're doing right now. So there's okay, this is a funny story. It's actually, it's kind of sad, but and this material is from Richard Feynman, who is a theoretical physicist who was born about 1910, died in 1988 or so, and he was doing the spiritual journey as he was doing physics. And so his physics became very valuable and his explanations became very valuable. So in World War II, American troops set up bases on the Pacific Islands. They brought radios, airplanes, food, medicine, amazing technological things that the indigenous people had never seen. And then the troops left. And some of the islanders, desperate to bring back the prosperity that they'd witnessed, they built imitation runways. They carved headphones out of wood. They built control towers out of bamboo. So from the outside, it looked like an airport. It had the form and rituals, but no planes ever landed. They even had the guys with waving cones or flags or whatever for the, planes to land. They even had them go out, inviting the planes to come. All right. Now, Feynman calls this cargo cult science. He calls this an example of cargo cult science. This has science that has all the appearance of rigor. It uses the language, it publishes in journals, it holds conferences, but it is missing the most essential ingredient that makes science actually work, which is complete, harsh, painful honesty about what you do not know. Real scientists don't report their successes. They report the way they might be wrong, every possible alternative, every possible error. They look for alternate explanations. But he said most scientists are just doing this imitation. Yeah. Okay, you guys, this is what happens on the spiritual journey. Exactly. Please understand this. It isn't just cargo cult science. It's cargo cult spirituality, where people take up the forms, they're doing all the right things, but there's no heart in it. There's no putting their individual life on the line and learning. It's just a little kid trying to please the parents, trying to keep safe. Please understand this. On the spiritual journey, the only thing that works is this same, complete, harsh, painful honesty about what you don't know. This is the only way that you will open to receive the grace of the new understanding. One of the things, like I say, we are in this time of extreme ego. So when the ego is threatened, the thing that happens is it gets, and you'll see this, you'll see it everywhere, it gets really, really righteous. And it's exactly the thing that I bump into in you guys. When your ego's threat, it's this, right? And all I wanted to do is transmit unconditional love and understanding. Right? This righteousness that all of us know inside is exactly the thing that stops us from going innocently honest about our lack of understanding. You know what? Christ had a phrase, something about blessed are the people who realize how impoverished they are spiritually, because they will basically inherit the earth. Once you realize how much you don't know, you open to the knowledge, you guys. You might go around in your life feeling like a bigger child emotionally with your lack of knowledge. And you know what? That would be a really good thing, because that keeps you talking to the Creator, that keeps you talking to Amma. Amma says the people who are far from her are the ones who yearn with the most intensity. Yeah. You guys, it's this discomfiture of yearning, of knowing that you don't know much, that you're quite lost. And then yearning, but you know, with the yearning, please know that you're a beloved, beloved child. You might feel like an orphan, but you're so loved. And if you just keep going, you will find this out. Right. Okay, good. Good. There's a peace coming to many of you, maybe even everybody, with this. It is assured, you'll find out, because you see, the game is this whole glass box came from the sun. It's just the sun playing hide and seek with itself. Like the ending is assured. It's like the uh, roller coaster. It's all going to be okay. You're going to get scared in the middle, though, and wish you hadn't got on it often. But then you get to the end and you go, oh, that was fun. That was worth it. Right. I want you to realize the sun exists. The sun of the Creator exists. It animates everything. The Creator animates everything. This box, this glass box, is just what in India, the sages would say, what the mind had created. It was like the mind uses the energy of the sun to create this glass box. It's like the mind uses the energy of your soul to create the mind, the space-time continuum, and your body for you to have the experience of being here on earth. So you know how I'm always saying to you guys, oh, what? Don't box things, don't box things. But we box things because we're in this box of this space-time continuum. Do you understand? Yeah. It's like, of course we'd box things. And that's the importance of remembering what created this world, what created your body, what created your experience in the space-time axis. Yeah. Some of you may find that some rigidity leaves your body, even as a result of just listening to us. Where trust exists, we can make a whole bunch of steps that would take years. But if there's trust, then the whole thing speeds up entirely. But you can't force trust. It's just either there or not. That's it. That's it. Some of you are going, oh, I can do this too. And you guys, the whole reason I get information about what's going on with you is it's transmitted through unconditional love. It's transmitted through grace. Please, we're doing it. This whole thing is an exercise in grace. But sometimes we miss the obvious because we're just so busy doing the cargo cult thing. We're doing an impersonation of what we think the spiritual journey should be, that we miss the innocent comprehension. Right. And if you can admit how uninnocent you are, truly, if you can see it, see your tricks, and don't indulge in them, let that stop you from doing them, that is very, very, very good work. That is you in the wormhole, integrating in sunlight. Changing your past to be lighter. There's a subtle restlessness. Mm-hmm. And it wants to get very strong. Yeah, and speaking it is helping to neutralize it. Yeah. You guys, you know, originally when I thought about this satsang, about what I was going to talk about, I was going to talk about concentration. Because concentration is what gets you out of cargo cult religion. You concentrate on the creator, on your soul, on the sunshine. You concentrate on it. You concentrate on, how can I move more into truth? You concentrate. It's like you focus, you know? I mean, we all know how to focus, especially if it's to make money, you guys. We get down to it. We do the work we have to do. We know how to focus. It's bringing the same focus to concentrating on the sun, on the creator, on your soul, and really doing it. That's all I did, you guys. And that unleashes soul power. And some of you are driving your cars at 20 kilometers a mile, and your car is built for, you know, your car is actually a luxury vehicle that's built for high speeds. So Amma talks about how we have this incredible computer and we use it for shopping lists. We just use it for such little stuff. And if you're going 20 kilometers an hour in a car that's built for high speeds, you will feel bothered by it. You know, in the Friends song, you know, anybody who wrote watched Friends, it was like talking about being stuck in second gear. It's exactly what I'm talking about, where you know that you're living at a much more diluted level than you could. You know you're diluting yourself. You're diluting your intelligence. You're diluting your energies. You're scattering, distracting yourself. You distract yourself to keep yourself going at 20 kilometers an hour. Because if you stopped distracting yourself and you started concentrating, you would start going at 200 kilometers an hour. Right. And for some of you, that is, you know, our parents were often going at 20 kilometers an hour. So that's what feels safe. And that is the cargo cult spirituality. You're really just keeping with what your parents did, and you're just going to satsangs and doing meditation and singing bhajans just for entertainment. There's some of you, I can feel it. I can really feel it. Especially in one person, there's a control issue, like holding on to control at all costs, even like no matter what. Yeah. Okay, that's good because it's beginning to ease. I saw it like a big black ball in a head, and I saw that releasing out, beginning to release out. The darkness is getting lighter, but still dark, but it's lighter, significantly light. That's it. Now the light comes in. The person probably knows who they are. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That is our issue, guys. We righteously hold on to our dark understanding. With all the righteousness of a deluded ego, we fight tooth and nail for our ego, even as like it's killing us. What I'm really asking of you guys is a return to innocence, a return to knowing what you knew as a little child, and understand that you can live like this. It is acceptable. You are acceptable. You are acceptable. Your true nature is acceptable. It's actually needed. So, you know, if I hadn't done this, I'd be like a really, really neurotic journalist. Oh my goodness. Really, that's what I was on track to become. Somebody who like was very addicted, a neurotic, very unhappy, and horrible to people out of my own bitterness. That was kind of, yeah, so good I did this, eh? I concentrated on the sun, concentrated on the creator. The other thing, you guys, it's really key with resistance. Watch it. Don't berate yourself. Watch it. Feel how much it makes you feel uncomfortable. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Keep talking to God. Keep taking it to Amma. Like a little kid taking a too heavy load to their mom. Here, mom, you carry it. I can't. Please do that. This righteousness of this ego it will tell you to circle round in miserable sinner. It will point out all your faults. You will not, it'll point out, like, it'll make you look really dark when you're a divine being. You're made out of light. You're made out of light, you guys. Hello? Now, the world being what it is, with these cargo cult things, I figured that if these was the what island, whatever island it was, if they kept doing that, never stopped, and kept it going generations, probably what would happen is they would actually, if they did it with their hearts, they would actually attract some kind of technological development. If they kept doing it with their full hearts, you guys, acted as if it was going to happen, what would happen is, I don't know, you know, something would happen. The universe would answer if it was done with their full heart. If they were doing it out of, oh, this is just the custom, this is what we do, even maybe generations after the troops had left. So there had just started this whole new culture about like building runways and people standing on the runways doing it, and people would just copy it and forget why, the reason for it. Then there would never be any development coming. It is how much your heart wants it, how much your heart yearns for it, that moves everything. It's really, you know, it's why with Saint Therese, with her little way, why she's become so famous. It's the power of that, because she didn't really leave the convent much. She didn't do that much in the outside world, but she paid a lot of attention to her dharma, the work of the creator coming through her. And it has a huge power. and the universe will turn on it. So this is why, if you guys, if you get through hopeless times, helpless times where you're feeling like you're losing heart, remember to try to find the energy to say your mantra, anything that says to the creator, I'm still wanting you. I'm not giving up, even though this box I'm in, all the glass has gone dark. I can't see you anymore. I know you're there. And I'm going to keep focusing on you. Yeah. And do it with all your heart, not with hopelessness. Or, see as a little kid that you might be brought to a memory about your child's helpless hopelessness, and it comes up to show you that you're doing it again, that you're still in it. So you just turn up the heat. The harder times I had, the more I would turn up the heat of my prayer. I would just try harder. And I remember I was going to this therapist, and he kind of laughed at me about this. Like, that's how crazy it could get. And he said, "Oh, Janet, you're so intense." And I'm kind of, oh, yeah, this is the kind of stuff I had finding my way, you guys. I went to a therapist for help. I got that. Like, no teacher. I just kept going. It's like, this is, I think, why I upset my dad, because I was always like this. I was always standing up for myself, Anyway. Okay. So any it's a big chunk, and it could really change the way that you experience your lives. If you really get it, if you get this thing about the glass box, you're in a glass box, and sometimes the glass is dark and sometimes it's clear. You keep focusing on the sun, the darkness will clear. And this whole glass box that we're in, of the mind, space-time continuum, is created by our soul. Our mind is kind of like the architect, but the soul is the raw material. Our mind, which is coming from all our lives, all our misunderstandings, all that stuff, is the architect who designed this universe. But our soul is the raw material. So if we go back to the raw material, all complexities dissolve. So you guys, this may be hard to follow, but just hearing it will help. And I'll tell you, in 6 months, if you listen to the Satsang again, you will understand more. You'll go, oh, I get it more. I get it. Right. Okay. Well, very good work, you guys. There was, globally in this group, there is this whole shift around your foundations. Yeah, and this is kind of a foundational understanding in a way. Yeah. And when you see how rickety, like how much we're built our houses on the sand, really. Christ said, build it on rock. Most of us do build it. Builds our house on the rock. You see, it's so fluid. It's so changing. That's why I'm getting so impatient when anybody's saying, well, this happened when I was a child. It's so what? Can all change. How much do you want your Dharma? And sometimes we have to remember, a lifetime where something bad happened. Like I told you, I got buried alive once for standing up for truth. And I didn't move into I didn't develop spiritually for 2,000 years after that, you guys. That's why it's important to remember if you're feeling obstructed at all. You could ask that, you remember if there's something there obstructing it, and that you remember at the highest good pace. Or somebody tells you at the highest, at the highest good pace. Right. And, even the fact that Premasudha in that lifetime was murdered for moving into truth would have been a reflection of some of my deeper beliefs. Do you understand? It wouldn't have happened randomly. It would be because I was carrying that belief. You see, really, it's very safe. It was only because I was carrying that belief that it was unsafe that I would have even set up the circumstances to get murdered, you guys. I think I've told you it was a Druid life, and this Druid group was being taken over by a dark leader, and I stood up and they all turned on me. But that would have come because of my own fears and beliefs from other lives. You see, you guys, we just get ourselves. It isn't God doing stuff to us. It's we're reaping what we've sowed in other times. This is kind of hard for you to, you're responding to the physical, say being murdered. And it's sort of like, for me, it's like, well, of course that would have happened. And it's all okay because we're just like dream figures anyway, but this takes a while to get. It's just congratulations for sitting through this, really. So, okay, so we've got some time for questions or comments. Okay, Judy, yeah. What? Sweet, go, come. Do you want to speak? Yeah.
Well, actually, this is something that I would have liked to talk about anyway. So thanks for the opportunity. I
Yeah.
I don't know what caused it overnight, and I don't know whether it was the Satsang yesterday or something, but all night long, as I was sleeping, I didn't dream anything, but I felt like I was cradled. I mean, viscerally cradled the whole night. I could feel it when I was deeply sleeping, and then when I rose to the surface, I just felt so safe and comfortable, and go back down, use the bathroom. I still felt great. I remembered feeling so great. Couldn't wait to get back to that feeling, go back to bed. And so then I went upstairs to do my meditation. I was in some kind of group thing this morning and felt wonderful about that. But then after all that great feeling, everything just crashed. I started to feel bad, and I'm exhausted now. I'm so tired. But I the thing that all of these things that were happening just were thoughts. They were just thoughts like, oh yeah, right, he's going to do this, and you did it better but he's a guy and he's going to do it, whatever. And all of a sudden it dawned on me that the feeling sad and the feeling bad, that was my ego trying to bring me back down. I don't know. Like now I'm starting to think, based on our conversation today, that recognizing sadness or any negative emotion as being a fragile ego or an angry ego or a weak ego or an ego that wants to retain power makes it
Yeah.
easier. That's
Yeah.
just where my brain is.
No, that's good. There's a little bit of fight in what you're saying. You're right, accurate, but there's an energy of like wanting to fight it. And it's just integration. It's inevitable that when you have a step into truth, and if you're getting that you're being cradled at nighttime, that means that this would be related to the work about the dream we did. That would have, that was a clearing around your unconscious blocks to receive love. Do you understand? Like that is fantastic. Okay, so you've got the integration of it. So you're right. The ego would come up, but just watch it. It's just coming up as it's dying. And yeah, don't buy into it. Yeah, but don't fight it at all.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be self-congratulatory because that also is ego. But I felt as if this morning when these things were coming in waves, of all of them, there was only one that I can even remember now when I was thinking, oh, this is ego. This is ego. I don't remember what they were. So I'm happy about that. That makes me happy because I'm thinking
Yeah.
I dissolved some of the things that were pissing me off. I don't know.
Right. Or they were dissolved for you. Yeah. They were dissolved
Anyway,
for you. There's part of you that's really open, and part of you is a little prickly to what I'm saying. It's
I
okay.
like the dissolving part. I like it. I want those things to dissolve. I want to, yeah, I do. I want to
It's
be able to
okay.
look them in the eye and say, I'm all right. I don't need what you're telling me I think I need. I don't need what you're telling me I
Okay,
need.
so you missed, but okay, Judy. So, but everybody else probably hears it and you've missed it. And it's okay because you're doing really, really good work, sweetie. Like, I'm gobsmacked with your shift, but I'm sure everybody can hear that she's fighting. She's fighting, and she's also fighting me a bit. And she's engaged in fighting the ego, even though she doesn't. Yeah, right, right. That's good. Okay, that's very good, Judy. Then you've made a beautiful shift on this. You're just flowing with it. It's fantastic. Yeah. You're a real natural for this kind of work. You are. It's kind of overdue for you. It's like you'll get it really fast. I know you will. And, remember just seeing your own beauty as time goes on, seeing your own beauty, and this for all of you guys, is not getting puffed up. It's what will give you courage. It's me seeing my own beauty that gives me courage. It's given me the courage over the years to face people's egos and teach, truly. If I hadn't seen my own beauty, I wouldn't have had enough guts to do it. Right. Okay, good. I would have believed the resistance of all the people coming to me if I hadn't seen my own beauty. I would have believed their egos when they were telling me I was wrong.
It
You
just felt
got to
wrong to
see
say
your
it out
own.
loud.
Pardon? What?
It felt wrong to say out loud that I felt pretty good about what I had done this morning.
Right. Right. But it was wonderful. It was really good work. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You're in a loving universe. It's like, yeah, good. This work, remothers us. It's just, it's not even like Premasudha setting herself up as a mother. It's just the universal, the feminine face of the universe will remother us to, will heal our bonding if we allow it. It's just there. But you look like you look, I don't know, like a 12-year-old, like 11, 12. It's very sweet. Yeah. Yeah. And remember, there are lots of ups and downs, but just if you're natural for this, I can feel it. This is, what the great sadness. I think so many women don't get spirituality because it's taught in this old way, this old male abstract way, and we need it this way. And actually, I think the men do better with this too. So, yeah, good. It's really good. And I feel like you may feel hollow later at some point. Just be with the hollowness, be with the emptiness, and it's going to fill up more. It will, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Amma says meditation clears the air of pollution. I feel like this work clears the air of pollution too. It will help your bodies let go of toxins. It's like, the really enlightened people, when they die, their bodies don't disintegrate. They don't, because there's no bacteria, negative bacteria. So they don't dissolve. It's the same principle. Your whole body will start functioning in a more healthy way. You will drop toxins. I'll tell you just will, because they're not reflecting your state of mind. They're not reflecting your vibration. So they'll just get dropped. And your body will be strengthened to just handle life at this. This is my experience over and over. It's just like the car that the Amma group were using for her first tour that was a total rattle trap. It just died at the very last stop, even though it was sort of impossible that it kept functioning. When you're really in the true energy, grace carries you beyond anything. Yeah. It's just to have that innocence. It's just to keep the yearning going. And when your conditioning says it's not going to work for me, you just keep the self-love, self-compassion. Yeah, good, good. This is very good. Okay, who's next?
Michi.
Okay, Ichi. Yeah, sweetie, I have to scroll down my phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to share a dream I had this week, and it's maybe connected to yesterday. My little daughter and I were standing at a very dangerous and big crossroad with a lot of traffic lights, and I wanted to pass the road between two traffic lights, and it was very dangerous. And all of a sudden, Franca showed up, and she took the hand of my little one and told us, after Premasudha's teaching, she know the way, and she guided us through the through the main road. Sorry. And after your talking yesterday to Frank, it was so beautiful for me, and I remembered this dream, and so I wanted to share it.
I'm like gobsmacked. I think that's so beautiful. Thank you, Michi. I'm just gonna scroll up and look for Franca. Where is she? There she is. What a dream, eh? Yeah, yeah. And it's sort of like, Franca, you got your promotion no matter what, right? You got promoted even when you could, yeah, promoted through grace, reminded that you know the way. And Michi, I think that's so beautiful. And Michi, it's you know, whatever Franco represents for you, it will be weaving that into your own personality.
Mm.
It's you. That picture of Franca is also an aspect of you. It's you who knows the way. It's you that's, you on a deeper level, in a more unconscious level, how to solve this. And so your imagery of was Franca, but it's you.
Okay.
And it's very interesting to me that, because I was just speaking with Richard about the whole thing with no, not Richard. Yeah, Richard, about the whole thing about the witchy energy and about this exuberant feminine in there too. And then you get this dream about Franca, it's just bringing in the feminine and bringing in the feminine wisdom. And it's just beautiful. And I really love that little nod to Premasudha that with Premasudha, just, it, it helps me feel like fulfilled, like, yes. Yeah,
Yes,
it's great.
it was a very short dream, but it was so clear, and yeah, it was a beautiful dream.
It, it's magnificent. And you know, the work you're doing, I was telling you, I was seeing so much loss of tension around your eyes. And it's sort of like, you know, that we get taught, we sort of looking, we get nervous, we get tense, we look at life, and then just relaxing, we can lean back on life more. And that was very beautiful that your daughter came and kissed you right at the time in the satsang when we were all talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's one, you guys. It's like, you know, the sun is getting so close to our experience. Like your souls are moving in so close to your experience at this time here on earth, you know? Because we're in extremis, and you guys you're going with the way the universe wants to go. So we get doused in grace. We get grace coming in every direction, you know? So thank you, Michi, for bringing
Thank
this.
you.
Yeah, very beautiful. Wow, what a great day. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I'm like thrilled, you guys. Just the great joy of all this. Richard, do you look bothered? Are you wanting to say anything? Just checking.
I actually had a question about the part where you said if you move on the spiritual path, then the path also changes for yourself.
Yeah,
And yeah, there are some parts where I think, do you forget actually the reality
yeah,
for some reason?
yeah. I understand you asking that question, but the actual reality is more the loving version.
Okay.
Reality is the darker version. The
Yeah.
darker version is more illusion. It's like in my, what happens is your vibration rises. So the negativity that you remember, it leaves your organism, it leaves your mind, your body, you just outgrow it. So for me, I see the love my parents had for me. And I remembered all the good things they did instead of remembering all the bad things, you see. But the good things were always there. I just didn't remember them because it was covered with this darkness.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah. You know, I remember with my parents, like, I'll just tell you this just as a so my dad was really strict. I mean, we were like, he had kind of had army thing. I mean, there was a lot of unhappiness, but I took the car when I was 16. I took my son and my brother and my little brother and I out joyriding. I snuck the car and I had an accident. And I told my little brother when my parents come home, don't say anything. And of course, they came in and he yelled down, Mom, Dad, Janet had a car crash. You know what? I never got in trouble for that. There was no punishment at all. And I think what happened was they were so pleased that we weren't hurt because I saw this car coming and I pushed the gas. And so we were hit at the end of the car rather than the doors. So nobody was hurt. But they didn't get after me like that. This didn't make sense. You're really restless, Richard. You're moving all around as I'm speaking this example just for you. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, just comforting Liva. Yeah, she was.
Yeah. But I'm just, okay, look at the metaphor. You know how I talk about metaphors, you guys?
Mhm.
Look, it's all a stage set. So look, just at this point where your teacher's talking directly to you, there is a distraction has constellated. This the distraction was constellated as a reflection of your own ego state, that part of you would like to stay distracted from what I'm talking about. Right. This is, you guys, this is like, keep talking to the sun, look to the sun, let your mind and understanding get bigger. We could talk another time, and where you were out of this darkness and you would not be distracted at all. There would be nothing that would manifest to distract you. It's all us, you guys. All the stuff we don't like in our lives, it's being created out of our own mind, our own ego. So that's why it's important to just watch rather than judging stuff. And I'm not judging Richard, I'm just drawing attention. Right. And, you know, hearing this, you're getting what I'm saying to you, so I'm happy. Like, you're doing it. It's much brighter than you think, Richard. It's much more loving than you think. I can feel that it's like the train of your lives so far haven't included this amount of light. And so it's a bit of a stretch right now to keep your mind open. And this is where you have to keep, you know, when our egos are resisting, our minds have had a lot of experience with negativity. When the light comes, there's a disruption, there's a discomfiture. You just keep embracing it. Yeah, just keep embracing yourself as you are. Right. It's this exuberant feminine wanting to come in to give you more peace, Richard. It's not chasing the witch, it's to let the feminine speak to you more and bring you into peace. It will take away this restlessness of that you got to get somewhere, that you got it. It will just help you calm down a bit. Part of you is very resistant to what I'm saying, but part of you thinks, is it really possible? Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel right now?
Feel sort of guilty because I moved so much, but yeah, I guess I listen again to the satsang. And
yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
I feel that there are about 3 particular lives that have got you on a track right now of how you're seeing things. And to just spend a lot of time talking to the creator to move into a bigger understanding and really do that work with the feminine around the witch, and keep working with her until she turns into just a really, really loving feminine energy. But
yeah,
not in a demanding way, just keep lightly playing with it.
okay. It's not so easy, yeah.
I know. I can feel this.
I immediately I had like this idea of, or I can do some techniques of incubating a dream, and trying to force it in a good way, to keep the focus on this idea of meeting the dream, meeting the witch in the dream.
Well, sure. So just experiment and see what works. I mean, see if it works. Yeah. I mean, just like, it's good to support the shift. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Richard, you're very beautiful. Okay, this is the rub. This is what your problem is. It's sort of like you're kind of like, you're what? You what, Premasudha? You what? You're very beautiful. No, you are. You have a very, 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 very beautiful heart. Really, really beautiful. Really. I said this to you in the ashram.
Thank you.
Right. Right. You are that. Yeah. Right. Right. So the best students are aware of their frailties and their darkness. Okay. It's like the A students always think they're going to fail. The same with the spiritual journey. You're very, very beautiful. You've got a lot of incredible, juicy wisdom in there. And it's like, if there's a problem, it's that this culture that we're in doesn't always validate this in us. And that's kind of the rub. But the culture has not validated Premasudha. People are just listening since I hit 70 or so. I mean, really, you guys. So don't, it's not a reflection of you at all. The culture really needs people like you. Yeah, say yes, Richard.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, good. I mean it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I feel like you'll be able to hear your heart better now. Yeah. Good. Good. And that shift would help the whole group, as we know. Yeah. Good. Well, you guys, this is very exciting. I mean, I'm gobsmacked. And may we just keep going, And I'll set up occasional Saturday, like I was thinking in a couple of weeks, we'll do another dream like yesterday's. In a couple of weeks, I'll let you know. But it's very, very good work, you guys. And anybody who doesn't feel they got their needs addressed can email me or send me a WhatsApp message and I'll get back to you. Yeah. Okay. What's that expression? Love you lots. I do very much. Bye, you guys.